Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Tom Spark. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be checking out Coinbase, giving you an objective review here on the channel. My channel is a little bit different from a lot of other channels out there. We only do objective data-driven reviews, and we make tier lists. We love tier lists, but not just normal tier lists, very objective data-driven tier lists that go crazy. My channel, we use pure data. And you can see that with some of the stuff I've collected, and we're going to make that an easily accessible video here today. We're going to be going over fees, how much cryptos are supported, if it stakes or not, if it accepts USD, hacks, and overall reputation. We're going to be covering that in this video. This video is not sponsored by Coinbase, and in fact, we take no sponsorships here on the channel at all. That said, all the products I like and recommend do have affiliate links. I'll be putting one for Coinbase in the description down below. I do believe if you click on that link, you should be able to get some promotional offer, maybe even like $200 for your account with various terms and conditions. So make sure to check that out, guys, with that link. You can see here on the website, sign up and get up to $200 in crypto. So there you go. Also, guys, if you're looking to look into crypto taxes, you might be figuring out it's very complicated. There's even various crypto tax platforms out there, but I've found the best one to be cointracking.info. This is another affiliate of the channel, and I'll be putting a link in the description down below for any possible discounts. This is the oldest and most powerful one you can find, and it's better than pretty much all the other crypto tax tracking softwares out there, because this one is also very good for just tracking your gains and losses and stuff like that. So make sure to check out that in the description down below. All right, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this Coinbase review and what are some of the things about it that are good and bad. Well, spoiler, Coinbase is my #2 rated exchange, and let's figure out why. So in terms of fees, Coinbase is okay. It's not as bad as something like eToro, which is a little bit high at around 1% fees, but Coinbase is a little bit higher than something like Kraken, my #3 rated cryptocurrency exchange. Coinbase is around 0.50% fees, although it's kind of murky. I've always found it confusing because you have Coinbase and then you have like Coinbase Pro, which are supposedly supposed to have less fees, or at least it did, but I do believe kind of like the baseline fee is around 0.50%. That said, if you do go to Coinbase Pro, you do have a various amount of fees, and it can get kind of confusing depending on how much you are trading. If you're trading tons, the fee goes down, but if you're trading lesser amounts, the fee goes up to around 0.6. So it's definitely something to think about and kind of keep track of. But overall, in terms of its fees, they're just like okay. Not super cheap, but not super bad either. Next up, we could talk about the crypto supported, and Coinbase supports around 250 different cryptocurrencies, which is pretty good. As you can see on this page, here are all the various cryptocurrencies supported. Over the years, Coinbase has really included a lot more currencies than they used to. I remember back in the day, around 6 or 7 years ago, they only supported maybe like 20 or 30. But nowadays, you have plenty of different options depending on which cryptocurrency you want to trade. So definitely, they get pretty good marks there. That said, there are some exchanges out there that do support more, 270 to even 1,000 plus, or even 700 plus. KuCoin has 700. Gate.io has a lot more. But overall, considering that Coinbase is in the United States, it is one of the exchanges that supports more cryptocurrencies. Next, let's talk about max deposits. How much can you deposit at once on Coinbase? So guys, in terms of max withdrawals, Coinbase has around $100,000 per day. Honestly, it's pretty similar to something like Kraken, Gemini, and some of those other exchanges out there. However, that said, I do wish that Coinbase and some of the other platforms out there, if you had a higher level on your account or something like that, you could withdraw up to $1 million or even more, or even unlimited amounts. With something like eToro, there's not really any limit on what you could withdraw per day. And other exchanges like Binance allow up to $1 million per day, and some other exchanges like Gate.io allow up to even $5 million a day. So for those clients who are ultra high net worth, this could be something that's very important if you want to move money around very quickly. Unfortunately, with some of these exchanges that do operate in the United States, pretty much besides eToro, there are those kind of limits you need to look out for, but Coinbase has around $100,000 per day. As you can see here on the website, it says withdrawals of both cryptocurrency and fiat are limited. Coinbase Exchange allows account holders to have default withdrawal of 100 per day. This amount applies across all currencies. So you can, I guess, get a higher limit and set increased limits, but it doesn't exactly say what kind of limit you could do per day. That's kind of disappointing. I wish there was a little bit more information on how high you can get it. So I just wanted to make that clear that that is the default limit for Coinbase, but perhaps you can increase the limit if you do go into your account. Next up, we could talk about a couple of other things like FDI insurance. The cool thing about Coinbase is it does have FDI insurance for your USD stored on the platform. None of the cryptocurrencies have FDI insurance, but USD stored on it does, I do believe. As you can see here, cash balances such as US dollars for US customers. Coinbase combines your balance with balances of other customers and holds those funds in either custodial accounts. To the extent U.S. customer funds are held in cash, they are maintained in a pooled custodial accounts at one or more banks insured by the FDIC. Our custodial accounts have been established in manner to make pass-through FDI insurance available per depositor coverage limit in place of $250,000 per individual. So this is pretty good, and not every exchange has this same kind of philosophy, and that's one reason Coinbase is kind of trusted among people who use it. Next thing we do is talk about Coinbase staking, and it is one of the better platforms to do staking on nowadays. Kraken is another excellent exchange that works in the United States very well, but unfortunately they did get in trouble with the SEC for not properly registering their staking platform and got heavily fined, and they're not allowed to do it anymore in the United States, although it is available outside the United States. But Coinbase still allows for staking for a lot of different things on their platform. Pretty good, 68 assets if you do want it. Now, staking is a good way to earn passive income if you really do want to keep it on in an exchange, and stuff like Ethereum and stuff like that, and Cardano is pretty easy to stake. So that's really good to see with Coinbase. A couple other important details about Coinbase is it's available in around 100 countries. This is actually smaller than a lot of other providers out there. Something like Kraken is available at 190. Bybit 200, that's the most I've really seen, and eToro is available around 140. It is a little bit lower in terms of its support globally, and I think most people who use it are based in the United States, and that does make sense because it operates in the United States to full functionality. It is even on the US stock market too. The good news is this means that it accepts USD for purchases, which is really nice. Now, what about Coinbase's reputation and security? Well, this one is kind of confusing. On one hand, it has a very good reputation for being one of the best cryptocurrencies and is extremely trusted, but at the same time, it's also mired in its own share of controversies in the past. There have been some security issues and some problems with the company. Now, apparently there was some reports, and I do remember this happening in 2022, of some kind of people who worked on it being charged with insider trading. And back in the day, there was also some complaints with the suspicious pauses and stuff like that during flash prices of various currencies. So that's definitely something concerning. On January 10th, an employee of Coinbase was sentenced to 10 months in prison after he admitted to making trades based on confidential information. So that's definitely concerning. I guess in 2021, there was some kind of hack that occurred. There was some kind of large-scale phishing campaign, which led to some customers being tricked to give up their information. And apparently this affected around 6,000 users. Additionally, the patch was secured and updated and fixed, and every user who was affected got their funds reimbursed. So that was pretty good. Apparently, Coinbase has also been vulnerable to some red pill attacks in the past due to some kind of malicious smart contract behavior. However, overall, despite these little issues, Coinbase's reputation still, I would say, is pretty good. Despite some of those insider trading things happening with some of the employees, the platform itself does kind of have a strong reputation still as a reliable cryptocurrency exchange, especially since it's on the stock market and that kind of stuff. All right, guys, thanks for making it to the end of this review. Coinbase gets around a 37 score out of 50. Now, no exchange is perfect, and that's why this system we use is so strict. That does make it an S-tier exchange. You really only have to be above 30 points because not every exchange can really score that highly. So Coinbase right now is my number 2 rated exchange. It's not perfect, like I said. Some of the things that could improve are it does have a little bit higher fees than some other providers. However, it is lower than eToro, which is an aggregate higher rated exchange, but still it's good to see that it's not as high as it could be, but it could be a little bit lower. Like something like Kraken is around half the fees, so that's something to think about. That said, Coinbase does have some really good pros. For one, it's really good for staking in the United States. It's one of the few one of the few exchanges that supports so much staking. eToro only supports like Cardano and Tron. Kraken, you can't even stake in the United States, so that's something that's good. Additionally, they do support a lot of cryptocurrencies, around 240 plus cryptocurrencies. If you're in the United States, you want to buy a cryptocurrency with USD, if you want some of that FDI insurance for your USD on the account up to $250,000, this is the platform if you want to buy the most diverse set of cryptocurrencies. So that's something that's good. Overall, their reputation is pretty good nowadays. There were some prior security vulnerabilities in the past, but everyone affected did get their funds reimbursed, and the stuff was updated and fixed pretty promptly. So at least there's that. Some of the other limitations is that Coinbase isn't the most widely used exchange around the world in terms of which countries support it. It's around 100 countries. That said, in the countries it is supported, like the United States, it is probably the biggest cryptocurrency exchange. Overall, guys, those are my final thoughts on Coinbase. It's definitely not a perfect platform, but it's very good at certain things, and I hope you found this review objective. Let me know down in the comments down below if you like this review, and stay up to date on sextiers.com for cryptocurrency exchange reviews, or check out vpntrailers.com where I've rated pretty much every single VPN. All right, guys, see you in the next video very soon.